Okay, today on the math channel we're going to be graphing various types of equations we've learned about this year. Now, y equals 4x to the second plus 16x plus 3 is your independent variable x to the second power. Yes, it is. So that makes a parabola. Okay. When you know it is a parabola, you need to decide what type it is. Okay. Is it ABC? That's when you have x squared x constant. If you have a parentheses with a 2 power outside, it's AHK. If you have two separate parentheses involving x, it's APQ. Okay? So it's going to be ABC, AHK, or APQ. Now I'm not seeing a parentheses there, so that automatically means it's got to be ABC. Okay? Okay, so you're going to make your coordinates. And this is my vertex. I don't need you to find the range in this assignment, okay? Okay, now we got to find the vertex. Vertex value is opposite of B divided by 2 times A. So you're going to put opposite B, OPP period B, divided by 2 times A. And that finds x. And once that's found, it's pretty much academic. So opposite of positive 16 is negative 16, and then A is 4. So you got to find 2 times 4. That's 8. Now you will divide the negative 16 by the 8. That's negative 2. So negative 2 is x. Now, find the other x's, you just go add 1 and subtract 1 when you have that middle. So that'd be negative 1, negative 3. Now you plug them into the calculator. You might want to put a parentheses around the x's. That's how that's done. So you have 4, negative 1 to the second power. You can hit the key next to 7 or caret 2. Plus 16, parentheses. And you can start with negative 1 or negative 3. It doesn't matter which. Okay, I'll do negative 3. So 4. To be consistent in this video, I'll start with the bottom. Plus 16, negative 3, and then plus 3. Okay, I got negative 9 when I did negative 3. Now I'll click up. Now I want negative 2 here and here. Negative 13. Okay. Click up. Now I want negative 1 here and here. Okay, it should be negative 9. Now graph it. Okay, so you got to get to negative 3 on x. Y, you got to get to negative 13. So you'd be going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, so you got to go by 2's. Okay, so negative 1, negative 9. Negative 2, negative 13. Okay. Negative 3, negative 9. So it opens upward. And that's all I need you to do. I don't need the range done in this assignment. Okay. All right. Y equals negative 3. And then x minus 3 to the second. Quantity x minus 3 to the second. Plus 6. So you have x to the second. Now, it ain't ABC. ABC is when you see the x squared, the x, and the constant. We see a parentheses with a second. So that's going to be AHK. Okay. Okay, so again, we still make the 3 coordinates. In the middle is still my vertex. And the vertex is the one you find first. Find the middle x by just taking the opposite of h. Not divided by anything, just opposite h. So the opposite of negative 3 is 3. Then you go up 1, 4, add 1, and then go back to 3 and minus 1. Okay, so I take negative 3, and then I insert 4 minus 3, or I'll do 2 first, be consistent. 2 minus 3. It doesn't really matter. Then you close the parentheses, then second power or caret 2. Second power is next to the 7. then plus 6. So I'm at 3 there when I did 2. Now I want 3 in here. So I want that to say 3 minus 3 is 6. That's why I've written k right there, because the y, when you do opposite of h, the y always ends up as the exact k value. Now I want 4 minus 3. 3. Okay, nice. Okay, x, I got to get to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y, 6 is easy. I can just go by ones. Okay, so I go 4, 3, 3, 6, and 2, 3. Okay, it goes downward this time. It's going to go downward if the A is negative. It's going to open upward if it's positive. Okay, A is negative, you're going to have an arc like we saw with the negative 16. Okay, next problem. Do you see x to the second power? I don't. It's x without the second power. This is a line, okay? You do the MB, slope y-intercept. So MB. Y is by itself, so you have that. So this is what we're going with, slope MB. So 2 over 1, and then negative minus 5 is the y-intercept. So there's no x, there's no second power, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from there I go up 2, forward 1. Then I take the ruler, which I don't have at my desk, so I'm just going to make it right there. Even if I made you find the range, lines don't have ranges, okay? They're infinite. Okay, next one, y equals 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 5. Now, is there an x to the second? See, that tells me if it's a u or a line. Yes, there actually would be, because x times x is x second. So when you see 2 of them, that's x second. Well, it's not ABC, it's not AHK, that doesn't look right. I think this would be APQ. This is known as standard form. This is known as vertex form, because a vertex is super easy to find. This is known as factored form. Okay. So it's a U. It's a parabola. Okay. And let's look at this right here. Now I actually find the outsides first. Okay. Because this is the opposite of the P. This is the opposite of the Q. So opposite P here, opposite Q there. So that's going to be negative 3, and this would be positive 5. Now how do you find the middle? That's a plus sign. You take the x, the first x plus the third x, and divide it by 2. So you see there? So negative 3 plus 5 divided by 2. You got to add first, and then 2 plus 2 is 1. Okay, now you just plug those in. So 2, and then I'm going to take in negative 3 plus 3, or I'll do the 5 first, be consistent. 2, and then we'll go 5 plus 3, and then x minus 5, so again it'll be 5 minus 5. You're putting the 5 in for both x's, if I can get that to show up. And I got 0, okay. Click up, now I want 1, okay. Negative 32. Now I want negative 3. Now it's very hard to use the compass to replace positives with negatives, so just clear it and just put negative 3, negative 3. I got 0, okay. Alright, so we got to get to 5 one way on x, and then negative 3 the other way. Now we have to get to negative 32 for y, probably not by 1s or 2s, it'd have to be by 5s. Okay, so negative 3, 0. 1, negative 32. 5, 0. Okay? So there's my probability. A lot of times the APQs are really wide. Okay? Because your vertex is something really extreme. Okay, next one. Oh, there's x to the second. If there's x to the second, it's a u. Okay, so you got to know what form it's in. Is it ABC, AHK, or APQ? Well, if there's no parentheses, x squared x, it's going to be ABC. So A, B, C. And then you make your 3 coordinates. Then read that sheet I made you. Remember, the middle is always the vertex. To find the vertex x value, you take the opposite of the b and divide it by 2 times a. So I put OPPB divided by 2 times a. So the opposite of positive 8 is negative 8. And then replace your a with negative 4. Well, you got to find 2 times negative 4 before you divide. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And then you take negative 8 divided by negative 8, which is 1. Okay? And you add 1 and go back to the 1. Now you take 1 minus 1. So I go negative 4. Then when I get to the x, I make a parentheses and insert 0. Close it. Take it, raise it to the second power. Plus 8. Then I open up a parentheses x again and put 0. And then minus 3. So I got negative 3. That makes sense because that'd be 0, 0, minus 3. Okay, now I insert 1 in place of the 0. I got 1. Now I click up and insert a 2. And negative 3 again. So I know this is right. So I got to go to 2 on x. And then I got to go to negative 3 on y. You also have a positive on the y at 1. So 2, negative 3. 1, 1. So 1, 1. Remember, this is x, this is y. 0, negative 3. Okay. So goes downward, which is to be expected if the a is negative. Okay, next one. Y equals 4 times x minus 3 times x plus 5 is the x to the second power. You might not see it, but it is because you're taking x times x. Okay. Now I'm not multiplying that out, but that's x second. So there is x second in the equation. So it's a u, it's a parabola. Well, it's not ABC. That's when I don't have any parentheses. Okay. It's not one parentheses with a second, so it's not AHK. I think we're back to APQ. So APQ. Okay. Remember how the APQ works. You find the vertex last, okay, as far as the x's go. So the outer two, the first and third x's, the first x is the opposite of the p, and the third x is the opposite of the q. Okay, opposite of p, negative 3 is 3. Opposite of positive 5 is negative 5. Now you find the vertex by adding, that's a plus sign, and dividing by 2. So 3 plus negative 5 divided by 2. You get, so 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2, and then negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So that's your vertex. So I'll start here by putting negative 5 in. So I'll go 4, parentheses, when I get to x, I'm going to put negative 5 in its place, minus 3. Then parentheses, and then I go negative 5 again, plus 5, and that's always going to be 0 in that form, okay? Now I want negative 1 instead of the negative 5. So I leave the negative, don't delete it, just go over the 1 with 5. See how easy that is? Negative 64, and then I put 3 in. Okay. Now, to get from negative to positive isn't hard. We want 3 in here, 3 in here. So I want the -1 replaced with 3. So I delete the negatives. I go over that DEL. And I want 3. DEL your negative, and then 3. And now it looks exactly like I want it. So 0. Okay, so 3 this way, -5 this way. Okay, now I got to get to -64. So will 5s even work? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. No, so I'm going to have to go by 10s then. 2s, 5s, 10s. Okay. Okay, so 3, 0. That's an x-intercept. -1, -64. -5, 0. It's right there. Okay. Okay, then the last problem, y equals -1/4 x plus 3. Okay, is x to the second power? No, it's a line then, not a parabola. So if it's a line and you know it's a line, x without a second power, you're going with the MB that you learned in first semester and forward. MB. Slope, -1/4, the y-intercept, +3. So 1, 2, 3. Then you're going down 1 and right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's your line. Okay, next problem, last problem. 3x plus 6y equals 12. Is the x to the second power? No, it's a line. Problem is, okay, and that's a problem, you got to get your y by itself. See, here it was, we got to rewrite this so it's by itself. So remember, y is multiplied by 6, positive, so you can check that. We always want that to be a positive. Then I minus 3x, and I put 0x and minus 3x, okay? 6 times y. 0 minus 3 is -3x. You put your x first, then your 12. Then you divide all of these by 6, okay? -3 divided by 6 is a decimal. You can leave it as a fraction. If you wanted to reduce it by 3 to -1/2, do it. It doesn't really matter. 12 divided by 3 is 2. Now the b's by itself, so you have your m and your b. So slope, -3/6, y-intercept, +2. Okay, so right there. And then down 3, forward 6. Or down 1/2. The line will look the same regardless. 3, 4, 5, 6. See, if I went 1, 2, wait, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't do that right. It should be here. Okay. See, if I went 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I'd be in the same line. It's the same play. Okay. So. Okay, and that's it. So use this sheet as kind of your guideline. And that'll be parabola, parabola, ABC, AHK. Then number 3, that'll be APQ. Number 4, that's a line, okay. MB's already ready. MB's already ready. Number 6, you'll have to get your y by itself, okay.